What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be making a video trying to understand if certain keyword niches are actually profitable. So the thing about Redbubble that's different than the largest conglomerate on earth, which is merch by Amazon, the thing that's different is that we don't have a quote-unquote bestseller ranking. Right? We can't click on a certain product and figure out, okay, it makes X amount of sales per day because of its ranking, right? We don't know about that. But what we can do is we have different guides, different pieces of information from prior knowledge in business to understand if some niche is profitable. I actually got this question on YouTube, guys, where somebody asked me, how do I know if a niche is profitable? How do I know if I can make money? And there are a few ways to do it, but generally, you got to understand that every time you create a design, you're quote-unquote taking a risk, right? And when I say taking a risk, I'm not saying it costs you money. I'm not saying it costs you resources, but it costs you time and it costs you effort. Now, for some people, time and effort are the most important assets. If that's your case, then I completely understand where you're coming from, okay? Now, just because you create a design doesn't guarantee you a sale, right? So I want to be clear on that. But something that I do like to say is I like to say put up the work up front so you could see results later down the road. When I create a design, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm mentally okay if this thing doesn't sell even within 10 months from now. Like, as long as I get one sale within a year, I'm happy, I'm good, I'm okay. And the reason why I say that is because I know in my mind that I'm betting on other bets as well. That's why I say, guys, diversify, have other stores, 60 designs per day, utilize other platforms, the Zazzle, the TeePublic, if you have a Merch by Amazon account, go ahead and do that, right? Do different things that'll essentially allow you to make passive income as opposed to just waiting on one thing to sell. Okay, but let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video, which is how do you know if something is profitable, if a niche is profitable? Well, I've actually talked about this in the Redbubble tagging course, and obviously I'm not, talking about something directly in the Redbubble tagging course. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't share paid information here for free, but what I will do is I will talk about a small little strategy. Something I did mention in the tagging course was I mentioned my outlook on keywords. If you guys remember, for those who did take the tagging course, I said specifically the way I look at each keyword is I look at it as its own individual niche, okay? Now, the keyword doesn't necessarily have to reflect what is available in the product line, but in its own right, it is its own niche. And what do I mean by that, okay? So, let me show you what I mean. So, if I click on this coffee addicted keyword, right, and I click on coffee lover, ideally, or not ideally, but most of the time, the results will be somewhat different. Yes, there could be overlap. Yes, there could be things that are the same, but they are somewhat different. And since they are different, therefore they are different niches. Now, if you were to ask a human being, if I say coffee lover and coffee addict, are they the same? A human being would say, yes, they are the same, because they both include coffee, and I completely agree with you. They're about the same topic. But the way Redbubble presents them is they're not the same niche. Because they are different keywords, different results will show in the product line, okay? Now, when we talk about this, right, and we're talking about specifically the most relevant, okay, when we go over here to the most relevant section, all right, when we talk about these products, different products essentially emerge. So you as a creator want to think, okay, how can I create products that I know in a quote-unquote niche or a keyword that is quote-unquote profitable? Well, we know, once again, and I presented this from the tagging course, that the biggest prime mover of getting your product seen or even in the race for a specific niche is having the specific keyword tag, right? Redbubble operates on tags. For example, I can title my product the best drink in the world, and I can still show up for the word coffee lover. Why? Because of the tags that are optimized, right? So when I create certain tags, I'm keeping in mind, this is why the tagging course is very important, is because when I create certain tags, I'm keeping in mind a certain approach as to where I want my design to pop up, okay? So by that definition, these two quote-unquote keywords are niches in their own right. Now, How do I know if the actual niche is making money? Well, there's a few indications, right? Redbubble doesn't straight out and tell us, hey, this niche is making money, but there's a few indications. Well, the first thing is, since we've joined here late in 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, etc., there are many people who have joined before us, and there are many designs before us. So what we know is that if there's a high amount of results for a specific niche, we're talking a very high amount, then you know for a fact that it is essentially profitable, because you're not going to have 200 something like 59,000 different results on something that doesn't make money. People are just eventually going to stop doing it. They're just not going to keep going. It would have stopped at 2,000, 3,000, maybe 5,000, right? But they're not going to just keep going. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, second thing is that most people have a general natural barometer of understanding. So if I came to you and I said, hey, do you think that the word coffee lover makes money? Like this niche, this keyword. Do you think that and I'm going to ask you guys this, and this is a little quiz. Guys, do you think that there are people on Redbubble that search for the word coffee lover and buy a product on this page? Do you think it happens? The answer is yes or no. And if you tell me yes, then I could say, good, you're right? For sure, people make people buy stuff when they search for the word coffee lover on Redbubble. Now, by that definition, if somebody was to search for something like coffee lover, couldn't we then assert that people also search for things that are similar to that phrase that are more long tail? The answer is absolutely. So when I say long tail, what do I actually mean by that? Okay, I'll explain what I mean. So in SEO and search engine optimization, we have two different classifications of keywords. We have what we call a short tail keyword, and then we have is a long tail keyword. And basically, understanding the difference of long tail and short tail just basically means when something is quote unquote long tail, the amount of phrases in that word, the amount of words in that phrase is longer or more than a short tail keyword. So it's essentially subjective to one another. So the word coffee lover is more long tail than the word coffee, right? And so the keyword coffee lover is quote unquote a long tail keyword compared to a short tail keyword. Now, there are certain SEOs that say no, there's a certain amount of words for a long tail and there's a certain amount of words that are short tail. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. What you really need to understand is that long tail keywords are smaller, more profitable. Well, that's not true. Not more profitable, but they're definitely smaller and less competitive niches. So what I teach in the tagging course is you need to find ways, and I show those different ways in the course, to find long tail tagging keywords so that you can essentially emerge from a smaller haystack. What do I mean by a haystack? At the end of the day, your design is a needle, right? Your design is one needle. And what happens is, let's say that you're in a haystack of 5 pieces of hay. Well, you have a much better chance of being seen than if you have then you're in a haystack of 259,000, right? But you have to assert as a good Redbubble artist it's not even an artist, just as a creator in general, as a business person. Let's just say that, as a business person, right? You have to be able to assert and understand if that niche is viable or not. And this is the blessing that Redbubble gives us, is they give us the opportunity to add 50 total tags in our designs. So what you really want to do is you want to quote gain practice. And I've said this before, but I've actually got a comment the other day, I think it was like yesterday, where somebody said, how do you call this passive income if you're always working on this? Well, the answer is that it's passive income because as I'm creating more designs, I first have to learn how to get better, right? Whether it be learning how to create a better design, whether it be learning what makes people tick and what makes people actually buy my design. I have to learn how to get better at tagging. I have to learn how to get better at titling. I have to learn how to promote my designs. All of these are skills that I can take with me to other projects. A lot of people who have a short-term mindset are not interested in learning. They want, just like that commercial, it's my money and I want it now. You know what I'm talking about. They want their money right now. But the reality is it doesn't work that way. And we would be fooling ourselves if we were to really believe that we can do something with little to no effort and reap tons of results. It does not exist, at least not in 2022. And so what we really need to do is we need to understand that the more we work towards this, the better we're going to get. And so if the first month it took us, let's say, 15 hours of work to get one single sale, so what? Next month, it could take us 2 hours of work. The month after that, it could take us 20 minutes of work. The month after that, it could take you 5 minutes of work. So at the end of the day, you're going to gradually improve. Now, I'm not saying that those are the numbers for everybody, right? It just changes for everybody. I don't even know what my numbers are because I'm always working on this. And at the end of the day, it only becomes passive if you decide to walk away from it, right? If you decide to say, hey, listen, I'm not doing it anymore, and let's say get you a sale the next day, well, then that's called passive income because you stopped working on it. And for that specific design, right, if you let's say you create this design today, and let's say you walk away from it and it gets you a sale, that's passive income, right? Because you stopped working on that specific design, okay? And a lot of people get confused the word passive income versus easy income. At the end of the day, no income is easy, right? But passive income is completely different. I never said passive income was going to be easy. There's a lot of skills you got to learn, a lot of things you got to learn to get better at the craft. I'm trying to get better every single day, and I am getting better every single day. This is why I always recommend doing the 60 designs per day, or at least spend one day of the week just straight up designing as much as you can without uploading a single product, and then just take a little bit and upload every single day to your Redbubble store. Just a little bit, right? And so what I'm really saying is that when you're finding a niche or a keyword, right, and this is just a wrap up to the video, is that the reality is if there's other results, if there's other competitors, it's probably going to be profitable. But if you go for a short tail keyword, you have a harder chance of competing and succeeding. And when I say go for a short tail keyword, I mean go for that as your only niche you're competing in. And I've taught this in the Redbubble course, like I said, the tagging course. I'll leave the link in the description to this course, right? But something that I've said before is that when you're competing for a short tail keyword, yes, you can succeed eventually, but you have to realize that you have to climb up the rank. And when you climb up that rank, that doesn't happen by random, right? When you go from the last position to position number 1 out of 764,000 results, what that does is there's a few parts to the algorithm that controls your ranking success, right? When you move upward. Number 1 is the amount of sales you get. Number 2 is your conversion rate, and number 3 is the amount of favorites you get. I'm sure there are a few more, but these are the ones that I have personally discovered, and all I can speak on is my personal experience and the path that I took to gain success with Redbubble, or some limited success, as you guys know the extent to how much success I've had, right? And when we talk about Redbubble, in the case of Redbubble, what do you think it is? It takes time to climb up through the quote-unquote ranks. So what do? Not only do we have some short-tail keywords, but we add more long-tail keywords to help us boost the sales in the beginning, because in the beginning is the most important time, because if we don't get sales in the beginning, we're never going to be able to take the time to actually slowly rank upwards, okay? So that's the concept, and at the end of the day, if you have to ask yourself, is this niche profitable? Easily look at the main short tail keyword that is associated with that specific niche. So if the niche is coffee addict lover 2022, right? I can say, yeah, that could potentially be profitable. It's not going to be nearly as profitable as the word coffee lover or coffee addict or coffee 2022, but it could potentially be profitable because of the main niche or the main short tail keyword that is stuffed within it. And it's the keyword coffee, and coffee is a niche that's, for example, on fire because of look how big it is. So this is just an idea to figure out how profitable a keyword in the niche is. Something that I do want to say, guys, is that if you guys need help with promoting your designs, okay, outside of Redbubble, we've created a free Instagram course. I like to promote this Instagram course. It's completely free. I have 2 of them. A lot of people have been seeing my results on Instagram with the bots. with the Redbubble, right, and how I create sales with that. Now, obviously, you guys know that that's one aspect of growing a Redbubble store. It's not even a requirement. It's just something that I personally do. So if you guys want to explore that, if you want to learn about that, I will leave some links in the description box down below, and I will also start to create some more blogs on that and things like that. But here we have these 2 free links. One of them is an installation guide, so if you guys decide to actually end up doing it, here's an installation guide to show you how to install these tools, these different bots. And then here we have a Redbubble plus Instagram mini course. Now, I have been getting some requests for people who wanted a premium course, and I'm not sure if I can tell you that's coming out right away, but what I will say is that I'll work on it if you guys truly want it. Now, I have seen, like I said, probably over 20 to 30 people ask for it by now. There's no guarantees, obviously. You guys know how it is. That's just the way it is. There's no guarantees. But what this course is going to include is it includes, number one, first of all, the explanation. And by the way, it's free. So, I mean, you don't have to pay to sign up. You could just go to the website, check it out. But it's the explanation of why we use Instagram plus Redbubble, the explanation of the different tools out there to use Instagram, and specifically why I don't do it over organic. And so when I mean organic, let's just go ahead and whip out Instagram here, Instagram.com. The reason why I don't do quote-unquote organic, where I just post pictures and hope that they grow, is because I'm not really interested in that. It takes too long. And I'll just give you guys an example. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, I posted this photo. This photo right here, it's not a graphical photo, it's not a nice photo, it's not a video, it's not anything. I did not run the bot yesterday, okay? We gained 40 likes on this photo, just from our organic following. This is one of the biggest things that I was trying to preach the other day, or tell the other day, when I was talking about Instagram, which is, I've been growing my following off the organic following that I've grown. So what I'm trying to say is that I use the bot to grow a certain amount of followers, right? And then what I did was just a test. I threw up a photo. Let's see how big this photo gets. 40 likes in one day. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're talking about from an Instagram bot, these are fans that you've created on Instagram without any sort of ad, without any sort of time really taken. If we're talking about a period of 30 days, 40 days to grow. Now, like I said, I have certain strategies. I'll reveal that in certain videos in the future. But with that being said, if you guys are struggling with your Redbubble store, of course this is not a cure. What this is it's I don't want to say temporary money, but it's quote-unquote fast money when it comes to Redbubble, right? Typically, when you create a design on Redbubble, you could wait 5, 6, 7 months before it gets a sale. Could be 8 months, could be never. But with Instagram, you're artificially spiking the amount of sales because you have the ability to promote certain products, right? So, for example, within the first 18 hours of me creating a Redbubble store, I got my first sale. And I actually recorded that. I documented that video, and that video will be in the description box down below if you happen to want to watch that video. But these are the things that I'm talking about when I talk about the little strategies that you pick up along the way. When, of course, it's passive income, but we have to respect it as a income source that can pay us down the road. And if we do that, then we're really going to have an outlook where we realize that it's going to take a little bit of, some time, some effort to make money down the road. We don't have to rush the process. We don't have to try to be much faster than we need to be. Why? Why rush the process? Enjoy the process so that when we get there, we're not jaded. We understand that, this took effort, this took time, and we respect where we are, the position we are in life. So with that being said, we did a lot this video. We talked about a lot. We talked about, niches. We talked about Instagram. We talked about passive income. This is a hefty video. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out. Bye.